Johnathan Majors is in the news again, and it has nothing to do with the woman he is dating. If you recall, a couple of years ago, he got into a domestic violence situation with his then girlfriend, who I don't care to go and look up. But now he is going to be working with the Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro on making his grand comeback. So, in case you don't know who Ben Shapiro is, this is Ben Shapiro, the head of the Daily Wire, and let's get into some of what Ben likes to talk about. So, according to a quick Google search, Ben Shapiro is a conservative commentator known for challenging narratives around systemic racism, often emphasizing individual responsibility, cultural factors, and opposing affirmative action or critical race theory. While critics often label his views as racially insensitive or anti black, supporters argue he advocates for a colorblind meritocracy. And a word about that colorblind meritocracy here in just a moment from one of their own. Here's a comment from one of their own regarding their colorblind view of the world. When they say they are colorblind, what they really mean is that they refuse to see how white prejudice and privilege harm people who are other. It allows them to blame othered people rather than acknowledge the system they benefit from. White people know deep down that if the field were level, they would get left in the dust. Her personal thoughts that she still gets to benefit from. This same commentator went on to make another comment to someone else's comment. A black woman was murdered while asleep. Breonna Taylor was completely non-threatening and they still killed her. White America has been ignoring reality for a long time. I'm white and on the spectrum. Every white family has racists in it. Every single one. It's baked into the white family dynamic. Racism is like passing gas at the dinner table. It's a natural thing, but there are times and places for it to be expressed. So I remember when Breonna Taylor was murdered, and I remember the white people that I had to work around and their response, and it was very alarming to me because they were saying that I would be responsible if something happened like that. They didn't delineate to the fact that we had worked together. I automatically became a person who should have received what Breonna Taylor received. And then was shamed for feeling sorry that that happened to that young woman by white people. While I do note that it took probably a lot of courage for this woman to post this, I also want to point out how she stated that she was on the spectrum. So that in and of itself makes her an other within her own community. And it also aligns her with black people because there's a safety in finding others when it seems like black people will be the only ones to help you because they systemically can relate to always being an other, which is something that white people don't experience until something happens to them. So I just put her comment in because it is necessary, but I also wanted to note that she still understands she has privilege, and which is why she felt compelled to come into a black space and make a comment. So I hopped on over to Reddit because Reddit is a wonderful place. People are always working in there and they're in the streets. And I wanted to talk about some of the comments and read them off because they gave me a giggle. Mortlock78 says, working for the Daily Wire is proof that you really shouldn't be working for anyone else. Shame, though, he is a skilled actor, and I would have loved to see more of his portrayal of King the Conqueror. But he's convicted of domestic violence, so yeah, the Daily Wire bedheaded states the being a shitty person to the right wing grifter pipeline remains undefeated. Huge confections, 44.75 every time. Samuel Barley, women beaters and pedos finding kinship with other women beaters and pedos. It tracks. Place for him. Manner78 says, OMG, that officially puts the nail in the coffin for his career. He'll be railing against cancel culture on the DW circuit. And the last comment, because as I was reading this, I just couldn't help myself. Pavlok says, "What an amazing crash and burn of career. He had it made. Theme villain in an MCU phase, working with tons of A-list actors, directors, and producers, tons of awards. Has anyone else fucked up so severely and quickly? I really can't think of anything like it." Okay, officially, last one. Mysterious Brush 1852 says Ben Shapiro's The Daily Wire. And Achy Joints replied, Jeremy Boring as well, living up to his name. The failed Hollywood actor slash director to right wing grifter pipeline is too strong. Well, all I have to say, Mr. Majors, is go off on your colorblind meritocracy world. I don't know who you think is going to see this movie. Black people, are you going? And with that, all I can say is
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Mm.